Cheetos Crunchy Buffalo Chips. Man, these chips is good. Somebody offered me some of these at work yesterday, and I actually accepted, and I find myself with a bag of my own today. But nevertheless, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kens TV and the House Light Kitchen Sinks. Hopefully you like the live stream. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. And with no further ado, actually there will be a little further ado. We're going to give people an opportunity to actually join us. I know it's early. It's 5 o'clock. People just now getting off work. But I had to, I had to make sure that I had an opportunity to address a lot of these questions that I'm being asked. People are hitting me up on my email, RealkenzTV at Yahoo, and they asking me questions after questions after questions. And that's cool. That's what I'm here for, to answer. Also, you can hit me up directly, 859-551-5122, 859-551-5122. If you have anything to ask me. But I'm gonna just give it a couple more minutes before I get into this afternoon's live. Got a whole lot of questions, a whole lot of statements, whole lot of people want answers. You see what I'm saying? People want answers, and I'm definitely here to provide those answers. A lot of people, they ask me, they say, Kens, what you be sipping on? We see you with the red cup sometimes, but I'm not always, sometimes, I'm just drinking water sometimes. Like, I don't know. I get that as a kid, man. I just pour my beverage in a cup, to say the least. Beautiful day out here. Sunshine. Forgive me for the glare. I know the glare is kind of, the sun is shining, but it'll be going down soon, and you won't have to deal with that. But I was on my YouTube page. My YouTube, I said YouTube. I was actually on my Facebook channel. I kind of get the two mixed up because I post so much, but I post different content. So I was on my Facebook page, and situation that happened to me. So, I uploaded it. And basically what happened was, I'm not sure if y'all seen my short video that I made. I think it was yesterday. If you haven't, go check it out. I'm at the gas pump. I'm at the gas station, rather. I'm at Kroger's. So, at Kroger's, you pay outside. They got like the little station set up. So, you go to the teller, you pay outside or what have you. And I'm in line, and I heard somebody say, "What's up?" I look around, but, I'm not thinking anything of it. So, I continue to talk to the teller, give her my money or what have you. So he was like, "What's up?" So at that point, I had paid the teller, and I turn around, and I see that he's, talking to me. "You talking to me?" He's like, "You know who I'm talking to." So I'm like, "What's up?" My car was parked over where his car was parked at. So I'm like, "What's up?" He was like, "What's up with you putting, what's up with you liking my girl's pictures and comments on Facebook?" I'm like, "Excuse me?" He was like, "You heard what I said. What's up with you liking my girl's pictures and comments on Facebook?" So I'm like, "Well, who is your girl?" He was like, "Don't worry about who my girl is. You know who she is." Now think about what I just said. Well, think about what he just said. Don't worry about who my girl is. You know who she is. So I had to play the Jedi mind trick on him because I didn't know what this guy had on him. I'm peeping the scenery. I'm looking around. I see that he had somebody in the car with him. He got on a hoodie. He got his face kind of covered up. I don't know what the scenario calls for. So I played the Jedi mind trick on him. As I mentioned, I said, "Well, I tell you what, man. You right. I won't put no more likes or comments by your girl's pictures." So Well, actually, let's rewind that. I don't know how we rewind live. I'm the first person to ever rewind live. I say, you right. I won't put any more likes by your girls, pictures, or comments. Like how I did that, right? Nobody else has been able to rewind while going live. Real Kens did it, though. But no, in all seriousness, though, let me, put my serious face back on. So, I'm like, okay, I won't do that any longer. So he's like, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. And he got in his car, and I walked to my car, and I went about my merry way. But it made me understand one thing, and I've always thought this, but it really, really made me realize that a dude will kill you quicker. Understand what I'm saying? A dude will kill you quicker over a woman than anything else. Yeah, dudes talk that stuff. They talk it. Yeah. I don't love these women. It don't make no difference. I don't chase them. I replace them. They say all of that stuff. But let that woman leave you. Or let that woman show another man attention. Or let that woman, just, she's not even doing anything. And another guy is showing her attention. You got certain dudes, they're not going for that. And they'll harm you. They'll kill you over a woman. Not to say that a woman is not, valuable, but killing nobody over anybody. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times when guys are out here and they bragging about, because I've done it. Now, it's been a long while, but I've done it. Mess with dudes' women, mess with dudes' wives. Like I said, it's been a long time, but I got friends that actually brag about that. Now, how you gonna hang out with a dude from time to time or what have you, but you and his wife, y'all been doing the nasty. Y'all been doing the most for the last 10 years, and you and him been friends for 15 years. And he has no clue. He has no earthly clue. See, stuff like that will get you killed. There's nothing else, because you got certain guys like me, myself, I'm not going through any of that. Okay, cool. You want to be with somebody else. This is the person that I might be upset. I might be mad, but I'm not going to put a hand on you. I'm not going to harm you. I'm going to just simply walk away and allow you to be happy with whoever you choose. But everybody don't think with sound mind, if you will. A lot of guys can't take the fact of knowing that their woman is with somebody else. The very same things that she's doing with you all doing together, now she's doing with this other man. This is what you're thinking in your mind, and you can't take it. So you start with you try to get her back. It's not working. All your old antics, all your old tricks, all your old, ways of getting her back. None of these things are working. Now, some guys will go home, but then you got guys that now they resort to the violence, the threats. Okay, well, if you don't do this, I'm gonna kill everybody in here. I'm gonna hurt everybody. That don't work. You see what I'm saying? So you got a lot of guys that, okay, well, she's not gonna be with me. I'm gonna find out what dude she's with, and he's gonna get it. I'm gonna do something to him. And that's what the penitentiary is filled with. I'm not saying everybody in prison is in there for domestic violence or doing something to their wife or doing something to the wife's boyfriend, side dude, whatever. But I'm saying there's an awful lot of dudes that's in prison because they couldn't accept the fact that they girl or they wife, significant other, however you want to put it, had moved on or was trying to move on with somebody else. So they did something to the dude. Now you sitting in there with a 50-year sentence. Stupid is as stupid does. But hey, that's just how it goes. Now, that whole scenario of someone approaching me at a gas station about someone on social media. Social media. See, when you think about social media, it's like, it's not even really real. It's real, but it's not real. Because, and the reason that I say it's real, but it's not real, is like these people on social media are real, but they're portraying themselves in a different light, in a different image. Think about it. How many times have you met a person and You've looked at their pictures or what have you. And then when you seen the person, they didn't look like anything with the picture. They didn't look like their pictures, because you got filters, you got different tricks and things that people use on social media. So it's like, whoa. But again, it goes back to what I said. Nobody's going to put their worst pictures on social media. They're going to put their best pictures on social media. You see what I'm saying? So when you're looking at a person's pictures and profile, you're like, man, she look good, man. Oh, look at this picture. Oh, look at her body. Look. But then when you see the person, you understand that, no, things aren't what they, what they appear to be. So you really, really have to be careful with the whole social media thing. And that leads me into the first question that I was presented with. They say, Kens, do you feel as though a relationship can last if both parties are on social media? And that's crazy that someone asked me that question, because I was just talking about this. I got a partner. Him and his wife, he's from Michigan. He moved down here in 93. So he got with his girl. At the time, it was his girl. He got with her shortly after. They've been together ever since. They've been married like 15 years, 16 years, but they've been together ever since like 93, at the earliest, early 94, or at the latest, early 94. And we were talking about some things, and him and his wife they're happy. He don't cheat on his wife. He don't go out. He don't put himself in predicaments or anything like that in which that could potentially happen. Not saying that it would, but that it could potentially happen. Keyword potentially. So, we was talking, and I'm like, man, what's the key to you all's longevity? I mean, I'm sure, she works from home. A lot of times you home, because he has one of those jobs where he works like 3 days on, 4 days off, work 4 days, 3 days off. So, a lot of times you all are in each other's presence. Like, what is the key to success, And he's just like, one thing that really, really helped my marriage is my wife and I, we got off of social media. And I was like, what do you mean you all got off of social media? Like, you don't use it as much? And he's like, no, we deleted all of our social media accounts. Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, deleted. We're no longer on social media. And I said, well, why would you do that? He said, because social media presents too many opportunities. There's times that you and your wife, you all may get into it. It's always going to be something on social media. It's always going to be something people presenting. I don't know what are the words I'm looking for. People are presenting something that's not really real. So, when you're putting your pictures on social media and everybody's happy and the couples, you all on vacation, you all on this trip, that trip, you all at this spot, that spot, you're presenting everything as though everything is all good. White picket fence. Everything's happily ever after. Then you look up 4 or 5 months later, and all those pictures have been deleted because you all no longer together. So when you see things on social media, it's like, okay, he bought her flowers. Why ain't you doing this for me? He took her here. Why ain't you doing this for me? So, all the things that you see on social media that aren't real, I think that it really presents a problem in your relationship. People really look at that stuff. And I would say more so women than men. Now I'm going to get to I'm going to talk about what the men do as well. Actually, I already have, but we're going to get to the men as well, ladies. So it's not one of those things. I'm not talking bad about women or anything like that. I'm just keeping it 100. Women see stuff, Valentine's Day, dudes went all out and had flowers delivered to a job and candy and took her to the Cayman Islands and did all the rose petals and all these things. Okay, but in the meanwhile, you done just brought your girl, a rose and a car. Y'all went out to eat. But some women are so fickle-minded, they thinking like, man, not all, but some. He took his girl here, and this all I get is a rose and a trip to Texas Longhorn and some candy. Social media. She sees it on social media. And plus, you make yourself too accessible. Anybody can just hit you up. Hey, how you doing? Opposed to if there's no social media or you're not on social media, anybody's you can be approached anywhere you go. Grocery store, gas station, walking the dog, taking a jog in the park, wherever. But the likelihood of you being approached is not as high opposed to when you're on social media. You got thousands of friends that have access to you. Thousands of people. Hey, how you doing? Just checking on you, just seeing how you. So he said that that's the key to that's one of the keys. One of the keys to their longevity, no social media. The problem is most people's not willing to do that. Who's willing to say, for the sake of you all's relationship, who's willing to say, you know what? Let's both of us come off social media. Both of us. Especially if you already had issues in regards to social media. You've been caught cheating. She done been caught cheating or doing things that, perhaps she shouldn't have been doing. So, hey, let's eliminate. Oh, well, I don't want to erase my pictures. I got family pictures on here. And this is how people get in touch with me. And all of these things that people say, all of the excuses that people make. No. If it's for the betterment of you all's relationship, come up off social media. So that's why I feel as though relationships these days don't typically last, because you got social media. Now, it's not social media's fault. It's there. But it's up to you are you going to actually, are you going to allow that to affect your relationship? Or are you going to be the adult about it and say, okay, you know what? I understand that this is not good for our relationship. So let's let this go. At least for a while anyway. Let's let this go. Let's build our trust and let's build our, camaraderie together. And then we'll revisit that and we might come back to social media. But as long as you got Facebook and Instagram and you trying to be in a relationship, it's going to be very, very difficult, especially a new relationship. Now, if you already been together 5, 10, 15 years, you see what I'm saying? Then you got a chance. But a new relationship, no, because everything is subliminal. Anything you post, the person's going to feel as though, and I'm guilty of that. I've seen things and she got to be talking about me. But at the same time, am I really guilty of it? Because you got to be talking about me. These are the same issues that you discuss to me and we talk about. And then I look up and you done made a post very, very, very similar, if not identical to what we've already talked about. So now it puts things in my mind. And it's just too much. It's too much. So you want to have a healthy relationship, in my opinion, just in my opinion, if your relationship's not working or you want to have a healthy relationship, man, rid yourself of social media. Ain't none of that stuff real. And people don't care nothing about you. Let something happen to you, you got to start a GoFundMe. You got to start a GoFundMe. You need 15,000. All them people that chimed in and watched and viewed and liked or disliked or whatever your comments, you think they're going to chip in? You think they're going to hear, man, here's $100. Here's $50. Here's $25. You think, nah, they're going to laugh at you. You got a social media. They got a GoFundMe rather. On here begging for money. So social media don't mean nothing. And if it's for the betterment of your relationship, a relationship that you really, really and truly want to be in and fight for, neither one of you all should have a problem with getting rid of your social media. It was a scenario in which I was seeing a young lady. Now, let me paint the picture for you, because it wasn't like I just met her at like I said, the grocery store, or the typical places people meet people, wherever. I didn't just meet her out in the public. I'm at the jail one day. I'm not in jail, but I'm at the jail. I'm visiting one of my partners, one of my childhood partners. And I'm sitting in the waiting room. It's like Christmas Day. This is years ago. Probably, I don't know how long ago it was, maybe 15 years ago. So I'm sitting in the waiting room, at the jail. And like I said, it's Christmas Day, so it's like crowded. Everybody's in there. So he's in the county jail. He's not in prison yet. So I'm in the county, I'm in the waiting room or what have you. They're like, well, it's going to be an hour wait. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm sitting down there, I'm waiting or whatever. So I see a young lady, and she's directly across from me. She's probably, 15 feet away. And she's sitting on the bench. I'm sitting on the bench. And I'm looking at her, and I'm seeing her, I'm like, man. But every time I never can really seem to make eye contact with her. But I'm looking at her. She acts as though, what appears as though she never sees me. Never. So eventually, you know, they call my name, or they call her visitor's name. She goes up. Then probably 15, 30 minutes later, they call my visitor's name and I go up. So I don't see her again. It wasn't maybe probably 4 or 5 months later. I'm at the club. I'm finger popping. I'm doing my thing. You know, so I'm coming out of the club that night. For whatever reason, I wasn't at the club by myself, but I believe what happened was I came with somebody and he drove his car and I drove mine. Because I don't really remember, but I was by myself when I was walking to my car. So as I'm walking to my car, it's probably about, I never stay at the club too long. So typically I'm going to leave the club. I don't know if the club's over at 2 o'clock. By 1:30, 1:45, I'm gone. So I'm walking to my car and I hear somebody say, I hear a voice and it was like, "Hey, cutie." But I couldn't really make what they said. So I really just keep walking. I try to mind my business. Then I hear it again, "Hey, cutie." So I look around, but I don't see nothing. I don't see anybody. So I hear another, I heard her say, "Over here." So I look over and I see that she's at a car. I locate the car that she's in, but it's like really dark tinted windows. Now, she has the window cracked, so I can't even see. So now I'm apprehensive, like, man, I don't know if I want to go over to this car or not. I don't know who this is. Only thing I'm hearing is a voice, but I don't see a face. So she eventually rolls the window down and I see a face. She's like, "Come here." I'm still apprehensive. These dark windows. I can't tell. I don't know. She's on the passenger side. I don't know if anybody's on the driver's side. I don't know. So I start to, walk towards the car. So she was like, I get closer and closer and I see that no one else is in the car. So I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" She was like, "Hey." She was like, "You don't even know who I am, do you?" I'm like, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't. She was like, "I met you at the jail." Well, she said, "I seen you at the jail." I was like, "You seen me at the jail?" I'm still confused. I'm not trying to be funny or anything. I was like, was I in jail? I didn't know she was a former correction officer, or she was a correction officer. I didn't know. She started laughing hysterically as though I just made a hell of a joke. And I'm really like serious, like, "Dang, was I in jail?" She was like, "No, silly." She was like, I was at the, we were in the visitation room together. I don't know, however long ago, 4 or 5 months ago, I had on the red sweatpants and I had to put my thinking cap on. I was like, "Red sweatpants." I was like, "Oh yeah." I remember. That was why I really, really remember, because she had on the red sweatpants. So I'm like, "What's up?" She was like, "Shoot, I ain't doing nothing. I'm just, I came out tonight and I just recognized you, and so anyway, a whole lot of small talk or whatever. So I'm like, "Well, shoot, why don't you give me your number?" She was like, "Well, I tell you what, give me your number." I'm like, all right, I give her my number. I'm thinking she gonna hit me up at night, to be honest, because she was showing hellified interest. I ain't never heard nothing from her. One thing I learned about women, a woman will take your number and keep it, and she might hit you up a year later, 6 months later, and you done forgot all about it. Because dudes, man, 5 minutes later, we hitting you up. Not even 5 minutes, shoot. A minute later, we hitting you up. So I'm like, yeah. So anyway, I gave her my number. I never hear anything. Didn't think anything about it. Never will forget. I was over at my partner's house. Now y'all say that I don't ever get personal with you and tell you any of my personal endeavors, if you will. So I'm getting kind of personal today. I'm over at my partner's house. We in the dice game. We shooting dice. He done took me he done beat me out of $2,000-$3,000 this particular night. Maybe not $2,000 or $3,000. I say at least $1,000, between $1,000 and $2,000. That's back when I really, really gambled like that. So it's like 2 o'clock in the morning when we get done. I'm pissed. I done lost my money. I'm just like, oh my God, man. My phone's ringing. My phone rings. It's a blocked number. I don't even answer it the first time. You know how somebody calls you and the number's blocked? I didn't answer it. Rings maybe 1 or 2 more times. So I pick up the phone. Hello? I don't hear nothing. Hello? So she's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, what's up? I don't know who it is. The number's blocked. Even if the number wasn't blocked, I still wouldn't know who it was. So she was like, yeah, this is Angela. Now I can say this because she's not on my friends list. She's not. So, she'll probably never see this. But if she does, then, it is what it is. There's a million Angelas. So she was like, yeah, what you doing? So I was like, shoot, nothing was going on. So I'm talking, but I don't even know who I'm talking to. She was like, you don't even know who you're talking to, do you? I'm like, nah, really, to be honest, I don't. She was like, this is Angela. I'm like, Angela? She was like, yeah, we met at the club one night. I don't know. I still don't know. She was like, yeah, I'm the girl that had on the red sweatpants, and I was at the jail, and then I seen you at the club at night, and I was like, oh, yeah, what's going on? How you doing? She was like, I'm good, So, all the small talk. We talked probably, it wasn't even that long, maybe 10 minutes. She was like, look, I'm going to keep it all the way real with you. I've been thinking about you for a while, but I just never really acted on because people are so crazy these days and you got to watch out. And I'm like, yeah, all the things guys we say in the beginning. Yeah, I definitely understand that. I certainly. So she hits me with the, well, do you have any liquor? I'm like, do I have any liquor? Again, it's 2:00 in the morning. At this point, it's probably like 2:15. I'm like, no, I don't have any liquor. Now I'm in Kentucky. In Kentucky, to where the liquor store, back then, liquor stores at 1:00 in the morning, it was closed. So I couldn't get any liquor. So I'm like, let me call my partner, because the dude that beat me out of all the money, he actually like sells liquor. I call him. He had already left. He's on the other side of town. So I call her back. I'm like, man, I can't get any liquor. I thought that I, might be able to, but I can't. She's like, oh, I tell you what. I got a half a bottle. She said, I got a half a fifth of, I never will forget, VSOP. Yeah, the VSOP. So she was like, come on over. We kick it, watch a movie, and you know what I'm saying, just drink a little bit and just kick it. I'm like, all right, but I'm still very, very, I'm hesitant. You see what I'm saying? I'm very, very, because I don't even know this woman. I'm getting a call at 2:00 in the morning. Now she sounds legit because everything that she's saying, it's adding up on my timeline, but it's like, man, it's 2:00 in the morning. I don't know. But guess what? Back then, old kids had that thing on him. So it didn't even, I feel as though, shoot, man, I'm going to protect me. I'm going to be all right. So I'm like, all right, I come through or whatever. So I go on over there or whatever. Now, when I get there, actually, no. I got to keep it real. I tell my partner, I say, hey, dog, I got to go. I leave. I go home real quick, take a quick shower. Then I go over there. So when I go over, I'm still very apprehensive. I got it on me at the time. I don't encourage that. But at this particular time, it's just what it was. So I got it on me or whatever. And I get there. It's one of those, she has an apartment complex. Y'all got to vibe with me today because it's gonna be a long live. It's gonna be one of them lives where if you're going out of town, you can just put it on and just ride. Or if you're trying to go to sleep at night, or if you don't have anything to do, just cut old Ken's on, because this is gonna be it's gonna be a nice ride. You see what I'm saying? So I'm at the door, but the apartment complex she's at, you can't just open the door. You got to have like a code to get in, or a card or a key or something. So, I call her, I tell her, hey, I'm outside. So she comes downstairs. I see her walking down the stairs. Stallion. I'm talking about, she looks like literally a stallion walking down the stairs. So she comes, she opens the door. Hey, how you doing? She gives me a hug. And then she turns around and goes back up the stairs. I'm behind her. I'm like, oh my God. What is like, this is a gift that just fell out of the sky. You see what I'm saying? At the time, that's what I was thinking. So I'm walking behind or whatever. We go inside the house. House is laid. It's an apartment, but it's laid. Everything is clean. It's plush. It's in the summertime, so she got like 2 fans blowing in the living room. Everything's smelling good. It's looking good. Like I said, it's clean. She got the liquor right there on the table. So we sit there and we talking for a little bit. I don't know, probably we talked for a minute and was drinking, taking little shots or whatever. Like I said, she had a half of a fifth of VSOP. So we talking, you know what I mean? And she puts a movie on. It was Saw. It was the first Saw. So whenever the first Saw came out, when this was. You see what I'm saying? So it was a long time ago. I'm not telling on myself because I wasn't with anybody. I don't think. But nah, I'm just joking. I wasn't with anybody. So she puts the movie Saw on. I'm feeling the vibe. I'm feeling the energy. Everything's cool. So, we watch the movie, we drink our drinks, we laugh, kick it, whatever. Next thing you know, I'm sure you got an imagination. It don't take much. Respectfully. So next thing she done led me back to the palace, to the Queen's Palace, and we do our thing, whatever. I end up leaving next morning, and she tells me, she said, listen, I'm gonna be all the way honest with you. I got a dude, he locked up. He got 88 days before he gets out. Once he comes home, I'm going back to him because I never really left him. But that's, we'll kick it. And actually, she tells me this before we do anything. So I just forgot that part. It's been so long. So, she tells me that. I agree to it. Once my dude comes home or whatever, then that's who I'm going to be with. And me and you cease to exist. We're no longer cool. No problem. Hell, that's damn near every man's dream, to be honest. So, we kicked it for them 80, maybe not 88 days, maybe about 80 days. About a week before he was supposed to come home, she cut the whole situation off. She cut it off, and I was cool with that. Then she ended up having a problem with me. She had a problem with Ken's because when she, told me that she was preparing for a dude to come home, I never called her again. So she has a problem with me. I'm like, but this is what we signed up for. This, what it was. So anyway, he comes home. He ends up beating up again because it was one of those situations to where it was domestic violence. And every time he would hit her or strangle her or throw up against the wall, something, she'd, take him back a few days later. So comes home, beats up again. She calls me. I end up going back out there. So one night I'm out there. Once again, it's probably about, it's not even that late. It's maybe 1:30, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, roughly. And we're in the room. We're in her room. Next thing you know, you hear a boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Now, it wasn't me. What I'm saying? I mean, it was me, but I'm saying, no, this wasn't coming from the bedroom. This was coming from, like, the front door. Boom, 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 boom. The hell's going on? Just banging on the door. She was like, I don't know. I don't have, I'm like, is your kids? She was like, no, my kids wouldn't. She's like, I don't know. Let me go check and see, unless it's an emergency or something. Boom, 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 boom. That's all I hear. So I'm like, oh, man, I'm, make sure I got everything on or whatever. Because I don't know what's going on. Boom, 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 boom. That's all I keep hearing. She looks out the peephole. And I don't see her. Like I said, I'm getting my shoes. I'm getting everything situated. She runs back to the room. She was like, oh, it's my husband. Your husband? Oh, your husband? I knew you had a dude, but it's your husband? She's like, well, whatever. So she was like, he's in jail. I don't even know what he's doing here. So the whole time we talk, boom, 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 boom. I heard the door. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. We're in an apartment. We're on the 3rd floor. I don't know what to do. I ain't got my thing with me because at this point, I done been over a house so many different times that I done got comfortable. I'm comfortable. So I don't know. So we talking, boom, 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 boom. She tried to put on her clothes or whatever, put on. And I'm just like, man, what have I gotten myself into? It's dudes obviously not going away. See, in our county jail where I'm at, they used to let you out at 12 midnight. It wasn't 8 o'clock in the morning, which I think it is now, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. It was like 12 o'clock, midnight. So evidently he either walked or he found a way to get there. I'm thinking that he walked and he was trying to either sneak up on her or surprise her, let her know that he was out. But when she wasn't answering that door, boom, 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 boom. She's like, I don't even know how he got in the building. Because remember, I told you got to have a code to get into the building or a card. Sometimes you can catch somebody that is going in and you just kind of follow them into the building. So she was like, man, you got to hide. You got to hide in the closet. I'm like, man, I'm not hiding nowhere. I'm not hiding nowhere. Now, me and dude, if he got a problem, I'm walking out. So if dude got a problem, because he's not going anywhere. So if dude got a problem, we just gonna have to handle the problem right then and there. I know he probably don't got nothing on. He just getting out of jail. Boom, 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 boom. He's not letting up. So I'm like, man, she was like, okay, well, maybe he'll go away. So I'm trying to work with her. I'm like, okay, but he knows that she's in there. He knows. I don't know if he knows that she's in the house. Her car's outside. For whatever reason, he knows she's in the house. So I'm like, I wait. I try to be patient. So finally, she just opens the door. And when she opens the door up, dude is right there. He's standing there. He ain't banging on the door no more. But he's like he didn't slid down the hallways to where when she looks out the peephole, she can't see him anymore. I wasn't trying to sneak. I was just like, man, I'm ready for whatever when I walk outside. I don't know if he got some people with him. I don't know. I didn't grab the knife. I was like, man, let me get one of these knives, man. Don't do nothing to my husband. Listen, man, I got to protect myself. I'm not trying to do nothing to nobody, but I got to protect myself. Boom, 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 boom. That's all I could think of. I wasn't hearing it anymore, but that's all I was hearing. Boom, 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 boom. So I walk outside. Dude was like, what's up? I was like, what's up, bro? He was like, who is you? Not who are you? Who is you? Like, man, I ain't nobody. Yeah. So, he sees her. He starts to go in on her. So he kind of forgets all about me because he's going, man, who is this? So I walk down the stairs. I get in my car. And once I get to my car, I'm good. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I wish you would now. But I didn't really present that type of energy when I walked out. I'm like, yeah, what's up, man? So that whole situation, I never really talked to her much after that again. Of course, she tried to, blame me for this. I don't know how but women sometimes will try to blame the dude. And you'd be like, dudes do the same thing as well. But it's like, what did I do? I didn't do nothing to you. So that's an example of it all leads back to the situation that happened to me yesterday with the dude approaching me at the gas station. See, a dude will kill you. Understand this. A dude will kill you over a woman quicker than anything else. He'll kill you quicker than if you ratted on him, if you did something to his mama, if you did something to his kids, if you owe him some money over a woman. A dude will kill you, man. Now, I'm not saying every dude. Some dudes is laid back and they not really tripping off of that. But a dude that, he's out here and he's claiming, man, I don't love these women, man, they ain't nothing, they ain't this, they ain't that. They're going to be the first ones that can't deal with you leaving them. Because dudes just want their cake and they want to eat it too. It's just what it is. You can have a dude that he got a whole wife at home, a whole relationship. Y'all got 2, 3, 4 kids together. Y'all live together. Y'all have an actual family. And he'll have another woman on the side. She knows of his situation. And let him find out that this woman on the side is doing something with another dude. He's ready to do something to her. It's irrational. I understand it. I don't understand it, but it's an oxymoron. I understand it, but I don't understand it. That's how dudes be. So you definitely got to be careful. Don't run around here talking, bragging about, oh man, I'm knocking dude's wife off, or I'm with, man, that'll get you killed. That would definitely get you killed. Had another situation, and ironically, her name was Angela as well. Now, this was way back. This was probably, 25 years ago. I'm at a house in the back. Everything's everything. Everything's cool. Next thing you know, this dude just comes in the house. He got a key to the house. He literally has a key to the house. I'm in the bedroom. I'm stretched out or whatever. She's stretched out. Dude walks in. I don't hear nothing. Like on the movies, it's crazy because like on the movies, when the dude's in the bedroom with the wife or the girlfriend or whatever, and the husband walks in and nobody heard nothing, he just standing there at the door like, don't stop, don't let me interrupt. Keep going. That's exactly how it was. I looked up and dude was just right there like a ghost. So I'm like, oh my God. Dude's like, I got something for you. Turns around, goes downstairs. So I'm like, oh man, I'm trying to get dressed again. Again, her name's Angela again. It's 2 Angela. Dressed again. She's getting dressed. I'm like, hey, does he got a gun? She's like, no, not that I know of. She's like, he's probably going to get a knife or something. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, at this particular time, I got my thing on me. I got it on me. I don't want to get in no trouble though. At this time, I never even been in no trouble. But I knew to have, I just happened to have it. He comes back upstairs. He got a knife, but he ain't really coming at me aggressively. He was like, hey, dude, you need to get out of my house, man. She was like, your house? This is my house. You don't pay no bills here. So I ain't got time to be dealing with none of that. So dude standing like right there kind of in the doorway. Well, I got to walk past him to get out of his house. So I'm like, hey, bro, you need to, slide to the side. I'm going to leave and let y'all do whatever y'all do. I don't think you in no position to be calling shots right now. Yeah. You need to slide to the side and let me get out. Hey, bro, whoa, drop the knife and everything. I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems either. Y'all deal with this situation. Just like the movies. It's a real live movie situation. Walked out. Once again, we were upstairs. First time we weren't in any stairs. Well, there were no stairs. So I walked down the stairs, got in my car, drove off. You see what I'm saying? Now, obviously, nothing happened because I still see her to this day. She acts all sedity. She acts all like she's just uppity. And I be seeing her, and I always think back to when this situation occurred. And I look at her, and I'm just like, man, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of laugh to us. Oh, is there Angela on there? I'm not talking about you, Angela. Wink, wink. But yeah, man, you got to trust them women, but you got to trust them Angelas too. No pun intended, no disrespect, but I've had a couple bad experiences with Angelas. But those are just two of the things that I had, but let's get into some of these questions that people have asked me. Let's see, Real Kens. As I mentioned in my last live, y'all ain't got to call me Real Kens no more. Just call me Kens. See what I'm saying? Let's see. Will a woman be faithful to her dude while he's locked up? It's an interesting question. Will a woman be faithful to her dude while he's locked up? See, that's just one of those questions that is hard to really just answer off top. You know why? Because it depends. There's a whole lot of things that go into that. Like, for instance, how long is your man locked up? Is he locked up 30 days, 90 days, a year, 2 years, 5 years? It depends. So I really can't answer that question because I don't know. I can answer the question, but I don't know how long. So let's just say a man has to go and do 3 years. It depends on y'all's relationship. It depends on what the relationship was before you went in. It depends on how much you stressing her the hell out while you locked up. So there's a whole lot of things that just kind of, you really can't answer that question. Women get lonely. Same way anybody gets lonely. So, I mean, that's just something that I don't know. Do I believe? Now, if you ask me, do I believe that women wait on their dudes? Same thing with Angela. Not to pick on Angela, but allow that situation to answer your question. Angela never missed a visit. She sent her dude at the time, it was like $70, $80 a week. That's nice money in jail. That's very nice money in jail. $70, $80 a week. Just imagine you sending somebody $80 a week. That's $320 a month. That's a car payment. That's nice money. Like I said, she never missed a visit. She wrote him at least twice a week. Everything that he could possibly want. When he called, she answered the phone. Kept money on the phone. He had no clue who I was until he seen me over there. Had no earthly clue. You got to understand, in jail, the phones turn off at 11. Women know that. So anything after 11, you can't even call. There's no telling what they're doing. I'm not saying all women, and I'm not, I'm just simply saying some women do. So do I think that women cheat when dudes are in jail? Yeah, absolutely. I know that they do. Do I think all women do? No, I can't say that. But the overwhelming majority, yes, that's my opinion. But guess what? If we were locked up, or if they were locked up, rather, the tables would turn, we're going to do the same thing, probably more than them. So, yeah, I definitely think that women cheat while dudes are locked up. They call guys, I was a Jody. You see what I'm saying? In prison, yeah, you know why she ain't answering the phone. Jody's over there. Man, I done been, man, I'm going to keep it all the way real with you. We keeping it all the way 100. Man, I done had a woman at my house on more than one occasion, a different woman. But this particular woman, I'm not going to say her name, because if I say her name, people will know, because it's not like a Angela. It's not a normal name. You see what I'm saying? But her dude was in the feds. So the feds, they can only get so much, so many minutes or per phone call. They're not like the 15, 20-minute calls. At the time they weren't. I don't know. Maybe it's changed now. But at any rate, she was like, oh, it's my husband calling me. So I'm like, go ahead and talk to him, man. She's like, nah, I'm here with you. I'm like, nah, man. They don't get that much phone time. Go ahead and talk to him. The whole time she was on the phone with him, I sit there, never touched her. We on the couch. She's sitting there. I'm sitting there. I got my drink. She got their drink. Matter of fact, I got up and walked out of the room so she could be comfortable and have a conversation. She was like, he wants to call back. Go ahead. Called him right back. Or, he called her right back. They talked for a second time. This dude never, ever knew that I existed. So I wasn't Jody, and Jody, in jail, it's what they call Jody. Jody's over. I was the Kens. You see what I'm saying? Back then, like I said, it was a long time ago. So, yeah, they absolutely, but you will never know it. That's the thing. You will never, ever know it if they do it right. If they do it with the right person that, like me, well, like how I was, not now. I wouldn't do that now, but back then, if you do it with somebody that's never going to say anything, is not going to tell the business, yes. Especially if you're getting on her nerves. Where the money at? I need you to send this money. You coming on visit this week? I need you to be here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because it's Christmas or it's New Year's or it's Thanksgiving, and visits are extended, which means visit is typically just Saturday and Sunday. But if it's like a major holiday, 4th of July, something like that, visits might be all week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or Thursday through Sunday. I need you to be here every day. I need you to bring the quarters. You need quarters on visit because they got vending machines and you can get burgers and pizza and corn dogs and coffee and sodas and chips and all that stuff. You don't want to be the one sitting there looking silly while everybody else is sitting over there eating their chips and having fun, and you sitting there and you ain't got nothing. So bring the quarters. Why you didn't answer my call? I called you 3 times. Why the phone ring 5 times? All these things stress women the hell out when we locked up. They already having a hard enough time. Excuse me, y'all. Damn. These Buffalo Cheetos. Damn. Anyway, they already having a hard enough time while we locked up. So, anytime that we bring drama and controversy and friction, it just pushes them away. It pushes them away. So, especially these days with social media, and it's too easy for somebody to get up under your woman. So you're lucky if she don't even just leave you while you're locked up. So yeah, I definitely think women cheat. Let's see. What's another question somebody asked? I got a plethora of questions, and I got a long time. So we're going to be on here for a minute. We already touched on the social media thing. In his latest video, Fleece Johnson said he witnessed a dude in prison throw his lover off the 2nd tier. Was he lying? Was he exaggerating? Let us know what you think. I mean, if he said it, then, he said it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I definitely can see that happening in prison, because this is the thing about prison. You really have real live relationships going on in prison. Like, for instance, I was at Green River, maybe 2012. I want to say 2012. I was at Green River, medium security prison. I'm in a cell with a dude who had a life sentence. He had a life sentence with 20 years, but he went up for parole in 20 years. He's 2 years apart. I didn't know him per se, but I knew his brother. I knew all his people. He knew all my people. We was kind of from the same area or whatever. We was both like kind of from the east side, but he was in the projects and I was just probably like a mile away. You see what I'm saying? So, but it was all within the same, probably a half a mile. We was all in the vicinity coming up. So, he didn't really talk much. Dude got a life sentence. I don't really say much to him. He don't really say much to me. So we get to talking one day, because, it's always going to be times people talk. We get to talking, and he gets to talking about how he's trying to get back down to Eddyville. Eddyville is where Fleece Johnson did a lot of his time at. Eddyville is where Death Row's at. Eddyville was in the 70s, 80s, and 90s was the most notorious prison in Kentucky, where you didn't want to be. The place where Fleece Johnson said 80% of the dudes down there was gay. I don't know. I don't know if his percentages were off, accurate, or, I don't know, but that's what he said. Eddyville was just a place you didn't want to be. So he was trying to get back down to Eddyville because he was trying to get back to his boyfriend. So he's talking to me, just openly talking to me. And I'm like, what? So he gets to pulling out pictures, and he was like, yeah, and and he showed me a picture where he was cut all up. He was like, man, he cut me one time, and he's so crazy or whatever. So he's trying to stage one. Stage one means he was trying to get a write-up so bad to where they would send him back to Eddyville. So he was really in a real live, he had been with this dude for like 8 years. They was really in a real live relationship. So he was trying to get back. So when Fleece Johnson tells these stories about how, guys, they have boyfriends while they're locked up, and then if the boyfriend tries to leave them or if they get caught up doing something, I definitely could see something like that happening, especially with the guy that he spoke about. You can look at some of my old videos. It's a video about Big Rufus. He's talking about Big Rufus. Big Rufus was one of the biggest dudes in the penitentiary. He only liked white boys. That's what he liked. He didn't like black boys. He only liked white boys. So Fleece Johnson told a story about how a dude evidently had some conflict situation arose with him and the white boy that he was kicking it with. Grabbed him one day, picked him up. Big Rufus, 6'1", 6'2", probably 260, solid muscle. Used to, like Fleece said, used to work out with 400, rep 400, max 600 and something on the bench. Just imagine, he works out with 400 pounds, just throwing it up and down like it ain't nothing. Upset with the dude one day. I don't know if the dude tried to leave him, got caught up with somebody else or whatever. Picked the dude up, grabbed him, picked him up, threw him over the tier. Yeah. Big Rufus was never going home. So do I believe something like that happened? Yeah. Have I seen it happen? No, I've heard about it, but I've never seen anything like that happen. But you bet your bottom dollar in prison, it goes down, man. People not playing no games, man. And one of the main things that'll get you hurt in prison, killed in prison, is messing with somebody else's boyfriend. That right there will get your wig split, because in there, it's accepted. Especially back when Fleece was doing time. Now, it's still accepted. You see gorillas walking around the yard, stomping the yard. Dark sunglasses on. It's in summertime. It's 85 degrees. They got on they gray sweatpants or they gray shorts. No shirt, ripped, just ripped. Nobody's saying nothing to them. Nothing wrong, nothing out of the way. Guess what? They got a boyfriend. That's just how it goes in prison. Ain't nobody going, they'll talk about them when they no longer with them, as far as like being, in the same yard or being, once they get out, but nobody's going to say nothing to this individual while he's there. Stuff like that definitely happens. And Fleece Johnson, man, I thought that he used to exaggerate. No. This guy tells stories that are so accurate, pinpoint, that it's hard to believe that a person actually lived that way. That's how it goes down in prison, man. You young dudes out here and y'all thinking y'all this and y'all that, and you got these guns and you got none of that ride in prison. You're a man, you're a mouse. And I'm talking about like prison. Like in Kentucky, if you go to Eastern, if you go to, any of them. When I was at Green River, they were stabbing down there. Man, prison is prison. But you got tougher prisons. I want you all to look up, that's interested in prison, look up Big Sandy. Now, that's a federal penitentiary. Look up Big Sandy. It's in Kentucky. One of the most violent federal penitentiaries in the nation at one point. I don't know how it is now. Dudes was getting killed every day. Killed. Not stabbed, shanked, cut, killed every single day. Like, prison is not no joke. It's a totally different world than what we live out here. Totally different. Dude to kill you over a 50. Man, you see this bag of chips right here? These Buffalo Cheetos in prison? Man, you would die over these chips. No joke. You would die. In the store, these things cost me about $2.50. In prison, they're going to run you about $5 a bag. You go to the store, man. You say, hey, bro, let me get a bag of Buffalo Cheetos. Oh, you owe them $2 back. Let you not come with that money. You will die in certain prisons, and not even really with certain prisons, just certain people you dealing with. You will die. And if you don't die, you will severely be injured to where at some point you maybe wish that you had died. Them ramen noodles that you buy at the grocery store and you get 6 for what, $1? 6 for $1.20, $1.50, whatever they are now. In prison, they sell them for 50, 40, 50 cents. Let you not pay somebody back a noodle. You will die. It's not a game, man. It's not a joke. Things that we out here is just like it's petty to us. It's like, no big deal. Nah, man, it's about principle in there. It's about principle. So a lot of his stories that he tells over at Hustle Spirit 502 with Big Lee, Fleece Johnson, man, he's not exaggerating. Like I said, I've been to prison. I've served over 10 calendars. Nothing to brag about. What's there to brag about? I feel silly. But I don't at this point because I've forgiven myself. But I'm just saying there's nothing to brag about going to prison. It's terrible. It's awful. It's something that you just never, ever want to go to. It breaks up homes, families. Your girl leaves you. I don't know, woman want to be sitting out here waiting on the dude in prison. Should a woman wait on her dude when he gets locked up? That's a question that I had. I don't know. Like I said, it depends on what was going on. It just depends. I would say no. I would say go on with your life because you don't know what this dude is going to do when he gets out. He might go back to the same lifestyle. And guess what? You in the same boat. You done waited on this dude 5 years. He comes home. He's doing good for a year, 2 years. He gets to getting impatient, which is very easy to do. Next thing you know, you in it, but you just in it a little bit. Then you in it a little bit more. Then you in it. Next thing you know, you all the way in it. Then boom, feds kicking in the door. You get another however many years that you got. Come on, man. Don't even put that woman through that. Don't even put her through it. She gonna keep waiting on you. Y'all not even married or anything. So that's what I would tell my daughter. That's what I would tell her. Even though that I was locked up. And I have told her. Well, she was like, well, Dad, you was locked up. Yeah, I was locked up. I never really had a woman wait on me like that when I was locked up. I've had women do stuff for me. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing anybody, but I've never really had that one woman that just was there for me all the time. She was there for me, though. Don't get me wrong. They were there for me, but I've never just had that one solid, like I'm not going nowhere. I'm here, visits, whatever. But I understand, though, because guess what? I put myself in that predicament. It's not her fault. It's my fault. I put myself in that situation. So, I wouldn't recommend waiting on no dude that has a lengthy prison sentence. If y'all married, and it really just depends. If he's out in the street hustling, no. But like if something happens, he did something to defend you all, or yeah, that's different. But you out here in these streets, it's hard to give up that street life because when you come home, man, you ain't really trying to work for no $10, $11 an hour. I'm just keeping it all the way real. Man. You getting fast money. You making $1,000 every 2 days, every day. You ain't trying to have nobody talking crazy. You washing dishes and flipping burgers and fries or working in somebody's factory. You should because you're going to do that in prison. And you're going to do it for $25, $26 an hour. But I'm just saying the average dude, he's just not trying to do that, And on the flip side, man ain't going to be loyal to his woman while she's locked up. That's definitely not happening. Dude's going to be out here doing everything that he can possibly be doing. You see what I'm saying? When she's locked up. I heard women say, okay, well, I done did everything for this dude. Once again, going back to the Angela situation, every single thing for this dude. Send him money. Every time the door's cracked, I was there. Letters, whatever. I did everything. And then he came home and guess what? He still dogged me. That's not all men. Guess what? That's just the particular man that you had. He just wasn't a good dude. All men's not going to do that. A lot of men will, though, because men just like other women. Men like other women. I'm not saying it's acceptable. I'm not saying that you should deal with it. Steve Harvey once said on his morning show, there's a lady that called in. That's back when they used to do the strawberry letter. I don't know if they do it anymore because I don't really listen to Steve Harvey. But at this point, and she called Well, actually, she wrote a letter and she was talking about how it's called a strawberry letter. And she talked about how she had been with her dude for like 12, 13 years. Everything was cool. He went to work. He was great father, great provider, great this, great that. She ended up finding out that he had been cheating with a lady. He did something with her like 3 times, but he was, forthcoming. He told her about it. And she was leaving him. She's contemplating leaving him. So Steve Harvey was like, okay, and you're going to leave him and go do what? Get with another man that's not going to cheat? If this is the first time and he came to you and he told you and you all got to work that out. Because if you think that you're just going to leave this man that you already have a foundation, a past with, you already have kids, and he only did it once, as far as with one woman, you think that you're going to go to the next one that ain't going to do it? That's not going to cheat on you? And that interview that he did, that strawberry letter, it always stayed in my mind like, nobody's perfect. Everybody's going to mess up. It might not be necessarily cheating, but somebody's going to mess up somewhere along the line. You see what I'm saying? But you got to be just understanding and forgiving and really be willing to work on your marriage or your relationship situation or whatever. Because if you're not really willing to work on it, from what I found, it's not going anywhere. Real Kens, another question. Real Kens, if my woman wanted me to get tested when I first came home from prison, I kind of got offended. You see what I'm saying? But when I asked her to get tested as well, she got an attitude with me. How do you feel about that? I feel like she's dead wrong. She wants you to get offended. She wants you to get tested. So basically her saying that you getting tested is like, okay, well, I don't know if you've been in there messing with dudes or not. Yeah, it's kind of offensive, but at the same time, real is real. But guess what? On the flip side, you don't know what she's been doing out here either. You don't know if she had her Kens. You don't know if she had somebody that was, sliding through, coming to her house after 11 o'clock when they turned the phones off. You don't know what she was doing. So she wants you to get tested, but she's not willing to get tested. Or she gets an attitude when you ask her to get tested. No, it's a two-way street. You shouldn't have a problem with it because you wasn't. If you wasn't in there doing nothing, there shouldn't be no issues, no problems whatsoever. But she shouldn't have a problem with it either. Last question. Let's see. This live is gone a little long. You see what I'm saying? But I'm enjoying myself. I might start going live a little bit more often. This has absolutely nothing to do with relationships. However, I will answer it. Real Kens, what do you think about Bronny James, LeBron James' son? Do you think he's overhyped? Yes. Yes, he is. He's way overhyped. First of all, he's not even that good. And he's a kid. He's a 19-year-old kid. So I don't want to talk bad about a kid because even though I know he'll never see this, but still, he's a kid. But at the same time, he's in the way. What about all these, I'm going to go all the way back to last year. He made the, what's it called? The McDonald's All-American team. He had no business out there. None. Is he one of the top tier athletes? Yeah. I don't mean that you one of the best 25, 30 basketball players in America. You see what I'm saying? Bronny James, they keep trying to hype him up because of who his dad is. So when you put him on the All-American team, guess what? There's some kid that really deserved to be on that team that misses out. So he don't get that look. Why? Because his dad's not LeBron James. And LeBron James should feel ashamed of himself. He keeps trying to say these things that, I want to play with my son, because ultimately he's trying to get a team to draft his son. He's not ready for the NBA. He shouldn't be in the NBA. I'm not saying that he'll never, make it to that point. But as of right now, absolutely not. You're not even dominating on your own team at USC. They're not that good this year. But to say that he's going to go to the NBA and be a top pick or any pick, even in the second round. Nah, man, let that kid stay in school, develop his game, be a kid, have fun. Y'all don't need the money. Let him be in school. College is fun, man. Yeah, it's business. You got to handle your business, but allow him to be a kid. Quit trying to force him to the NBA when he's not even ready. I'm going to tell you who should be there that didn't make the McDonald's All-American team. I don't think so, even though he's a year behind. Y'all, Mercy Miller, Masterpiece son. Y'all check him out. Watch him. Y'all watch Mercy Miller. That boy, he's already signed to go to Houston next year. He's that guy. And he didn't make the McDonald's All-American team, to my knowledge. In my opinion, he should have. They played Bronny and them last year. Man, he killed LeBron James' son. Absolutely torched him. But you probably never even heard of him. You never hear about Mercy Miller, Masterpiece's youngest son. You never hear about him, but all you hear about is Bronny James is, Bronny James that. Man, Bronny James, he can run fast, jump high, he can dunk, he can shoot a little bit, but he's not like that. He's not like that. He shouldn't have been in a McDonald's All-American game last year, and there's no possible way that he should be an NBA prospect this year. That's my take on LeBron James' son, man. Not hating, just simply telling the truth, man. Real Kens TV, man. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you enjoyed the live. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action, this heat, these lives, guess what? Amongst the first to receive. Y'all start sharing my videos, sharing my live, man. Let's get my views up. You see what I'm saying? My subs are going up, but my views are not going up. I need y'all to start sharing, man. Let the world know who Real Kens really, really, really is. Real Kens TV. We out.